13 billion naira money laundering for terrorists. For more of that story, you'll find it on page 25 of the Vanguard newspaper. And atop the newspaper, you see headlines saying Ekiti kidnap. Ondo Amotekun deploys 100 personnel, parades 31 suspects. Following that closely, bandits kidnap 2 sisters in Abuja, demand 30 million naira ransom. Away from that, EFCC investigating ex-minister Sirika over Nigeria air deal. That's according to Keyamo. For more story of that, you find it on page 25 of the Vanguard newspaper. Northwest governors rule over negotiation with terrorists. Alright, and finally, on the newspaper, EFCC launches fraud risk project, and all of this is to help them curb financial crime. And that'll be all on the Vanguard newspaper.
All right, moving directly straight to the Punch newspaper. The Punch newspaper for today. CBN orders bank to sell excess dollars in 24 hours. The writer says banks may sell over $5 billion, says official, and Cardoso faces Senate on Tuesday over Naira fall. That story is on page 20 of the Punch newspaper. Moving on the Punch newspaper, it says House of David loses a multi-million naira Lagos church to fire. House of David loses multi-million naira church to fire. That story is on page 4 of the Punch newspaper. Moving on, EFCC probing Nigerian air. That's according to Keyamo. And directly after that, it says Ekiti Obas threatening to invoke Yoruba gods against kidnappers. Quite interesting, I must say. For more of that story, grab a copy of the Punch newspaper and you'll find that story on page 3. Makinde gives companies with explosives 72 hours ultimatum. And that's from Governor Makinde. That story is on page 26 of the Punch newspaper. And on top of the paper, it says Tinubu directs AGF Lokpobiri to end $1.3 billion oil block dispute. Page 20. And just after that is shareholders excited as Otedola becomes First Bank of Nigeria Holdings chairman. Page 20 of the Punch newspaper. And finally on the Punch newspaper, it says abductors flogged Ekiti school children. That's according to the proprietor. Stories on page 2 of the Punch newspaper.
All right, moving on to the Daily Independent. The screaming headline says religious sect laundering money for terrorists. That's according to EFCC. Away from that, invite Gowon, Obasanjo, Abdul Salami, others for impute against insecurity. But the judge tells Tinubu. For more of that story, you'll find it on page 7 of the Daily Independent. Ibadan explosion. Makinde signs order on safe handling of harmful substances. Femi Otedola emerges chairman of FBN Holdings. Another headline says Adamawa Supreme Court affirms Governor Fintri's electoral victory. NIN, federal government dispatches evaluation teams to states, distribute enrollment devices. And atop the newspaper, CBN goes tough on forex speculation, hoarding by banks. And then rightly following that directly, Obaseki seeks reconciliation with Wike ahead of Edo PDP Guba primary. And then Nanta asks federal foreign airlines to open cheaper seats for travelers. Another headline says court restrains police from arresting Fubara's chief of staff. To know more about that story, you'll find it on page 29 of the Daily Independent. And then finally on the Daily Independent, Jonathan leads Commonwealth mission to observe Pakistan's election.
All right, moving on to the Nigerian Tribune. The Nigerian Tribune, the main headline here says Senate summons CBN governor on state of economy. The writer says the CBN limits banks' FX holdings to curb speculation. Another writer says pressure on Naira persists. Analysts say CBN's new directive has potential for currency appreciation. Another writer says Naira tumbles to 1,455 Naira per dollar at official markets. For more of that story, grab a copy of the Tribune and you will see it on page 3, 6, and 7. Moving on the Nigerian Tribune, Femi Otedola named board chairman of First Bank of Nigeria Holdings. That story is on page 6 of the Nigerian Tribune. EFCC uncovers religious body laundering money for terrorists. Traces 7 billion naira to another. That story is on page 3 of the Nigerian Tribune. Moving on, it says Supreme Court dismisses Benina's appeal and affirms Finitri as Adamawa governor. That story is on page 10. And then finally on the Nigerian Tribune, over 1.6 million voters expected as INEC holds rerun by elections in 26 states. That story is on page 2 of the Nigerian Tribune.
All right, so we'll move straight to Daily Trust. The headline says NEF, Ohaneze, CSOs angry over Tinubu's private trip to Paris. And then the writer says he is on top of the situation that is coming from the presidency. First Bank Holdings appoints Otedola board chairman. Another headline says Wike's issue not novel. PDP intact. Governor Fintiri. Religious sect laundering money for terrorists. That's according to EFCC. And then at the newspaper, CSOs to Tinubu, Niger, Mali, Burkina Faso's exit from ECOWAS poses security threat. Following that directly, what must be done to make the Naira rise again? That's according to Reno Omokri. And then Ondo 2024. Ohunyeye begins LGA's tour, promises economic rebirth. And then finally on the Daily Trust, Naira drops to 1,400 Naira to dollar at official market. And then the writer says Senate summons CBN governor over free fall. Another one says BDCs close shops. And that'll be all on Daily Times.
All right, moving on to the Guardian newspaper. The main headline here says CBN frantically tightens news on banks, FX operations, and speculators. That story is on page 6 of the Guardian newspaper. EFCC traces 7 billion naira to religious bodies, alleges faith leaders laundering funds for terrorists. That story is on news page 3. Monarchs killing. Oni George called for community policing in input of ex-service chiefs. The story is on page 6 of the Guardian newspaper. 1 in every 10 extremely poor people live in Nigeria, according to the World Bank. Page 18 of the Guardian newspaper. Reps says December 20 2025 to deliver new constitution. Page 4 of the Guardian newspaper. Northern groups tackle Tinubu over withdrawal of 3 nations from ECOWAS. Page 3 of the Guardian newspaper. Poor preparation, logistics stall students loan scheme. That story is on page 4. Women protesters in Nasarawa to pay 500,000 naira bail for 12 days incarceration. That story is on page 9 of the Guardian newspaper, and that will be all for the Guardian newspaper.
All right, moving straight up to Nigerian Tribune. The front burner headline says Senate summons CBN governor on state of economy, and then the writer says CBN limits banks' forex holding to curb speculations. Pressure on naira persists. Another writer says analyst says CBN's new directive has potential for currency appreciation. And also another writer says naira tumbles to 1,455 naira per dollar at official market. For more of this story, you see it on page 3, 6, and 7 of the Nigerian Tribune. Another headline says Femi Otedola named board chairman of FBN Holdings. Supreme Court dismisses Binani's appeal, affirms Fintiri as Adamawa governor. Over 4.6 million voters expected as INEC holds rerun by-elections in 26 states. And then away from that, and finally, EFCC uncovers religious body laundering money for terrorists. And the writer says traces 7 billion naira to another. For more of that story, you find it on page 3 of the Nigerian Tribune. And that concludes it on our newspaper review this morning. Thank you for staying tuned, and I hope you go out there, get these dailies, and then read more so you understand what's happening in the country and the next line of action the government is planning. It is for the betterment of everyone, of every citizen in the country. It keeps you abreast of what's happening, so you will be in the know when you read the dailies. All right, so on this note, we'll go on a quick break. When we come back, and it should be time for hashtag and trends. Do stay with us.
Some school of thoughts believe the major challenges confronting Nigeria as a nation is caused by poor leadership. How true is this? You and I can actually put government into tools to deliver the dividends of democracy. Join us every Saturday by 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Let us look at the issues confronting us as a nation together with talk heads. Nigeria can be great again. I'm Adenike Oweye Ajiboye. Keep it date.
What up, guys? How's your day going? How are you doing this? I want to believe that you're having fun, right? This bright and sunny day. You know that once you see this duo on your TV screen, we're here to serve you some entertainment.
And of course, entertaining gist coupled with good music won't hurt anybody, right? So here on Super Lunch, we get to entertain you, educate you on recent happenings in the world of entertainment. I am your girl, Eva Grace.
And I am Shegun Delola Adeyemi, the Duke of your airwaves. You know how it is. We serve you good entertainment Mondays all through to Fridays. And that's how we do. We'll take you on a smooth ride of entertainment. So don't go nowhere. Join us every Mondays to Fridays. We love you guys.
There's no place for pretense. I can't watch you stand there. Oh no.
Ó ta lẹ́nu, ó pọ̀ lẹ́nu, ó dùn lẹ́nu. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ó ta lẹ́nu, ó pọ̀ lẹ́nu, ó dùn lẹ́nu. Yusuf Olúṣọlá ni orúkọ ti tèmi Funky ọmọ ẹ̀lẹ̀ tó gbásìkì tó dùn tó kì tó yí gbogbo. Ẹ pàdé mi ní gbogbo ọjọ́ Thursday 8:30 to 9:30 àti gbogbo ọjọ́ Saturday 1 to 2 fún ètò tó ga jù. Ẹ má miss ẹ̀, ó ga jù lẹ́tò. Ẹ pàdé mi, ó ṣàfàfà.
Lẹ́nu ó pọ̀ lẹ́nu ó dùn lẹ́nu. Come what I cannot do.
Welcome to Naija Plus. Make you not touch that there, make your finger for no. Wetin be your plan for your country, and wetin you sef what make your country do for you? You need to give something before you take something. Now the only way matter fit balance. No be say fowl no plan to fly you, but the power no carry am. As matter dey shele for inside Naija, make you sef chook your mouth, make we build our country. No be every time we go talk things bad. Come out for that corner before mosquito bite your tortoise. Oya, e get as e happen for your area and you want make plenty eye see am, make you hear am, make you for reach authority. You get video of the scene? Send am sharp sharp. Before I forget, now top super screen we dey and my name na Mr. Peace, that MC with a biggie swag. Naija na for everybody. Make you not touch that there, make your finger for no.
Reach to the sky, ladies and gentlemen!
Demand attitude.
I am Salahuddin.
Demand excitement. Demand action.
right, you're welcome back from that break, and you're still watching U45 Morning Show on your favorite TV station, Super Screen Television. Right about now, we've gotten into the segment that excites every one of us, the hashtag and trends segment, where we'll discuss holistic discussion. That's what we'll have here with these people that have ideas or think they have ideas, and we'll just chip in our own little quotas, you know. This one says, this is according to Lily Afe. She says, "Aunties, I'm sorry. I know no say na so e be." Lily Afe apologizes to all the aunties she's laughed at in the past. Okay, so what happened in the video? She was like, when she was growing up, when she sees any lady in her 30s and not married, she'll be like, why is this one not married? Why is this one just being useless like that? You're not married, you're 30. Don't you know you're getting old? Don't you know you're old? But now, she being in her 30s and not married, and she's like, I'm sorry, I didn't know this is how things usually is. Now she has attained the age of maturity. Now she realizes that it is not all rosy as she thought when she was younger.
Exactly, Shegun. And these are some of the parables our parents would tell us when growing up. When we argue or debate certain things with them, they will say, you will not understand. When,
It's true.
When you grow older, or when you are in my shoes, you will understand. There's this picture I saw of a father sitting outside with his hand on his palm in the evening. And someone wrote the caption that, now I know why my papa they sit down outside like this every evening. You know, the reality of life, you know, is there. And sometimes it comes with age, it comes with experience. And in fact, if you are a smart person, when you look back to what your parents achieved at your current age, you give them kudos. Meanwhile, when you are much younger, you are thinking that they could have done more. Where were you when this person was? Now you are here. Every time I get a message from my nieces, my nephews, that uncle, see my account, send me something, it just dawns on me that Omo, I be uncle now.
Yes, now.
A few years back, I was saying, my uncle doesn't need to try. All this. You know, so now you're an uncle. So it just shows you how this circle is. And for every moment that you are at, appreciate it. You understand? Life is real. The reality of life is dawning on people. Marriage, finances, the economy. It's really difficult out there. Don't look down on people. You know, you don't know people's story. You understand? Imagine what she's saying. Now she's in that age, and she realizes that, look, it's not entirely the fault of those women back then. So that's life.
It's crazy. So to the Gen Zs now, and people in their teenage,
Those ones are not ready. They don't even know what's happening.
I hope they are learning.
Well, that's why we're having this conversation. That's why we're sending this message out there, that they should learn. And before you open your eyes and close it, you're 25. Before you say, what's happening, you're 32. And that's how life, comes
how life
really
is.
fast.
All right, moving on away from that now. This one says, putting an engagement ring does not guarantee you'll be married. Clergyman tells ladies. You're having an engagement ring, he said. So went further to say, he has seen stories, heard stories. Someone will have engagement ring for 5 years, 15 years, 20 years. And I'm like, 20 years? Now, he said, when a man, so as ladies now, when a man wants to give you an engagement ring, that the question you should ask is, when are we getting married?
I think I agree with the clergyman. And by the way, Shegun, I think this guy kind of looked like Soli Baba.
The resemblance is there.
Yeah, but that's true. True. There's a story. There's a couple I know, and this guy proposed to his fiance, and he left her for 2 years. Like
Traveled out.
he traveled, but he wasn't talking about marriage
For 2 years.
for 2 years. She was like,
But she was still wearing the ring.
yeah. So our friends had to advise her, look, babe, engagement is not marriage, like this man is saying. And she took it out. And shortly after that, the guy came back and married someone else. So apparently, I asked him, because I know this couple, I asked him, like, why would you do that to a lady? Why? He said he wasn't ready. Then why did you put the ring? He said he was afraid of losing her. So
He's not ready, but was afraid of losing her.
like he's not ready to get married like
Yes,
in a
but
short
was-
time,
but
but
was
also
afraid.
he doesn't. I told him that that's selfish, and that's the message for men out there. Sometimes these men will just get a ring, put it on your finger to protect you from other men.
So why come back to marry another person? Why not come back when you're ready? Now you're ready, all right?
You're wasting her time. You see, that's witchcraft.
But if when he came back to marry someone else, if he had come and then headed straight to the lady and say, look,
I'm sure they
okay,
would have gotten back together.
shall we
So
proceed?
here's the message, Shegun. Whenever there is a delay after an engagement ring, the man is having a second choice. He's having, something is going through his mind. Because any man who is ready after putting the ring, he will start discussing marriage.
Family. Yes.
I need to see your family. How do we go about it? What's the bit? That is it. But when no conversation like that is going on, that man just wants to trap you down.
Meaning, or your might be your case. You understand? So away from that, this is Emeka Must Shine. Emeka the Stallion, aka Black Bones. He said, when I made my first 200k and I wanted to buy studio equipment, my mom carried me to go and give pastor as first fruit. He was crying.
I can imagine how it would have felt back then. But you see, this is when we talk about mothers. Mothers are prophetic.
Yeah.
Do you get it? Mothers are very deep, and kudos to them. A lot of people have this controversial approach when it comes to first fruits. But just like every other religious principle, it is by faith. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. Even if you do what the Bible says you should do, and it is not done in faith, you won't get no reward. Some people believe in giving, but if you don't do it in faith, you are just saraka, So giving is a spiritual principle, and it's not just for Christians alone. Even idol worshippers, traditional worshippers, Muslims and Christians, they all believe in giving because they know that there are certain kind of blessings attached to it. And when it comes to first fruit, some people believe that the first fruit principle is long aged, is in the Old Testament, and it doesn't have any type of connection with what we're doing currently. Well, this mother acted in faith, believing the totality of the scripture, and see how
It works. It
paid
works.
off.
It works.
Paid
For,
off. Our son is one of the biggest boys in the industry currently.
because I know several rap artists that could have been signed by Chocolate City, but were not signed.
Yeah.
But Black Bones was signed. There's nothing special about Black Bones, but he was signed.
That is it.
So something somewhere made them sign him. So hey, just act in faith and everything.
I think this is more of a tweet of gratitude.
Yeah.
He's appreciating the fact that, hey, he didn't see what the mother saw back then, and look at the results today.
All right, moving on. Now, this one concerns Kiss Daniel. So the guy said at Kiss Daniel, give me loan 3 million to invest in my printing business. I will return it with 15% interest, of course. And then Kiss Daniel now responded, I did printing press for 1 year at Idiaba, Abeokuta. He said he made 150,000 naira. So tell me, are things changed now? Said, tell me things are different now. Then someone else said, in our two like printing business, my Yoruba people, your family?
Shey, I should be asking you.
But now the thing is, In printing business, yes, there's money in it.
Of course. Why? No, that's not the point of contention.
you
Why
understand
does the Yoruba like printing business?
You know, because so just like the Igbo people
Okay.
see spare part business as a very lucrative business, and they bring everybody, all their family, they channel all everybody's energy towards that. The Yorubas to feel printing business is a lucrative business, so they channel everybody's energy towards that direction so that everybody can be all right. You understand? It's lucrative now, but then.
Is it still as lucrative as it used to be, looking at the cost of production, the papers, the materials?
Somebody will pay for it. Do you understand? So it's the end user that bears the brunt. So if the printing press personnel goes to buy material worth 1 million naira, it is the final consumer, the last man that pays it. Do you understand? So they don't really incur costs that much. Just that the profit margin might not be much, because when you buy it 1 million today, your customer buys it 1.2 from you, and then you go back to buy it is 1.250. You understand? You still bring it back and sell, so the profit margin will be very little, because it is not the same price you're selling that you're buying again. You get. So basically that's it. Well, I think printing presses, we should ask people in Shomolu. How is it?
Shomolu is a hub. Shomolu is a hub of printing press business in Lagos.
And I think it's a very lucrative business. All right, guys, that's as much as we can take on hashtag and trends this morning. So like I said, we'll be looking at workers' rights and ease of doing business in Nigeria. For instance, printing business. Well, the ease of doing business in Nigeria, I mean, the ecosystem of the Nigerian business environment, is it conducive? Is it palatable? Is it difficult to navigate your way? How hard is it? All of this is what we'll be looking at during the course of this topic. So please do not go anywhere. Stay with us. After this commercial break, we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Some school of thoughts believe the major challenges confronting Nigeria as a nation is caused by poor leadership. How true is this? You and I can actually put government into tools to deliver the dividends of democracy. Join us every Saturday by 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Let us look at the issues confronting us as a nation. Together we talk heads. Nigeria can be great again. I'm Adenike Oweye Ajiboye. Keep it date.
What up, guys? How's your day going? How are you doing this? I want to believe that you're having fun, right? This bright and sunny day. You know that once you see this duo on your TV screen, we're here to serve you some entertainment.
And of course, entertaining gist coupled with good music won't hurt anybody, right? So here on Super Lunch, we get to entertain you, educate you on recent happenings in the world of entertainment. I am your girl, Eva Grace.
And I am Shegun Denola Adeyemi, the Duke of your airwaves. You know how it is. We serve you good entertainment Mondays all through to Fridays. And that's how we do. We'll take you on a smooth ride of entertainment. So don't go nowhere. Join us every Mondays to Fridays. We love you guys.
There's no place for pretense. I can't watch you stand there. Oh no.
Ó ta lẹ́nu, ó pọ̀ lẹ́nu, ó dùn lẹ́nu. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ó ta lẹ́nu, ó pọ̀ lẹ́nu, ó dùn lẹ́nu. Yusuf Mọ́rúnsọ́lá ní orúkọ ti tèmi Funky ọmọ ẹ̀lẹ̀ tó gbásìkì tó dùn tó kí tó yí gbogbo. Ẹ pàdé mi ní gbogbo ọjọ́ Thursday 8:30 to 9:30 àti gbogbo ọjọ́ Saturday 1 to 2 fún ètò tó ga jù. Ẹ má miss ẹ̀, ó ga jù lẹ́tò. Ẹ pàdé mi, ó ṣàprápra.
Lẹ́nu ó pọ̀ lẹ́nu ó dùn lẹ́nu. Come what I cannot do.
Welcome to Naija Plus. Make you not touch that there, make your finger for no. Wetin be your plan for your country, and wetin you sef want make your country do for you. You need to give something before you take something. Now the only way matter fit balance. No be say fowl no plan to fly you, but the power no carry am. As matter dey shele for inside Naija, make you sef chook your mouth, make we build our country. No be every time we go talk things bad. Come out for that corner before mosquito bite your tortoise. Oya, e get as e happen for your area and you want make plenty eyes see am, make you hear am, make you for reach authority. You get video of the scene? Send am sharp sharp. Before I forget, now top super screen we dey and my name na Mr. Peace, that MC with a biggie swag. Naija na for everybody. Make you not touch that there, make your finger for no.
Reach for the sky, ladies and gentlemen!
Demand attitude.
I am Salahuddin.
Demand excitement. Demand action.
guys, you're welcome back from that break. And then this still U45 morning show on Super Screen Television. Today we'll be looking at workers' rights and ease of doing business in Nigeria. Time might not really permit us to delve down properly into workers' rights and all, but we will be taking the ease of doing business in Nigeria because, I mean, as we all know, the dollar is affecting every aspect of businesses that operate in Nigeria, because I mean, that is, we don't produce, we don't produce, we only consume. So automatically, for consumption, for a country that consumes, you have to import, and for you to import, meaning you will make use of the dollar. So, and the rate of dollar is so high, so now the exchange rate of dollar is high, so now to buy anything, to purchase anything from any part of the world, you use dollar. So it's definitely going to affect your business. So we're looking at the ease of doing business in Nigeria. Solomon, is it easy doing business in Nigeria?
Well, if you ask the common man on the street, the trader, the petty trader, the woman that has a shop somewhere, even those that are hawking, they'll tell you no. They'll tell you no. There are a lot of bottlenecks, in doing business in Nigeria, from epileptic power to poor government policies, tax rebates. There are so many factors, and it is not far-fetched that top guns, top multinational companies in the last few years have migrated out of Nigeria. It has brought, untold hardship on the people, again, so, I mean, and this is why we usually, when we're talking business, we use this opportunity, we use our platform to talk to the government to make the country, make Lagos, make, the 36 states in Nigeria business friendly, where we don't have to go through so many processes and protocols, just to buy and sell.
All right, let me quickly read this. The ease of doing business entails 12 areas of business regulation. 10 of these areas include starting the business, 1, dealing with construction permits, 2, getting electricity, 3, registering property, 4, getting credit. I mean, I think that's one of the most difficult, getting credit.
Very.
And then protecting minority investors, paying taxes, trading across borders, enforcing contracts, and resolving insolvency are included in the ease of doing business core and ease of doing business ranking. So now, it said Nigeria ranks 131 with a score of 56.9 in 2020, after recording an increase from its previous position at 146 in 2019. Ahead of Nigeria are 18 African countries, including Mauritius, Rwanda, Morocco, Kenya, Tunisia, South Africa, Zambia, Botswana, Togo. So let's put it. So Nigeria is 131. Nigeria is ranked 131. Now, Mauritius is ranked 13.
Wow.
In the world. Rwanda is ranked 38. Morocco is ranked 53. Kenya is ranked 56. Tunisia is ranked 78. South Africa is ranked 84. Zambia is ranked 85. Botswana is ranked 87. Togo is ranked 97. Seychelles is ranked 100, while Namibia is ranked 104. Malawi 109. Cote d'Ivoire 110. Egypt 114. Uganda 116. Ghana 118. Lesotho 122. Senegal 123. So now, out of all these things being listed here, right, that's getting permits, getting electricity, registering of property, I mean, even because in Nigeria you have to register your business with
Some
corporate
business
affairs.
name, yeah.
You understand? You have to read. How easy is that? Because I think there are several platforms, there are several companies that you can go to register your CSC, and you might as well register it yourself. Might as well just go there
Yeah.
and register it yourself. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. So now let's talk about electricity, power supply. Okay, so for instance, as at when fuel was sold for 65, 85 naira, it was still a little bit easier for the common man, the hairdresser, the barber shop to survive. I mean, you could buy for 85 naira, and you still cut hair for guys 500, 400, 1,000, 1,500. You understand? But now you buy fuel for 500 plus, and you're still cutting hair for 500, and you pay permits. They all belong to associations. They have to pay their dues, their monthly dues, yearly dues, and they don't own the property, so they have to pay. So in all of this, how do you think they can help themselves, we can help ourselves, and then the government can come in as a body to assist?
There's no doubt that access to constant electricity is the mainstay of any business, in any society. And we have seen over the years that a lot of entrepreneurs in Nigeria have complained about the epileptic power situation in Nigeria, and to make it worse, the subsidy removal, the increase in PMS, everything just made it really, really difficult for a lot of businesses to stay afloat. And we use this opportunity to appeal to the government that if we want to have a revamp, if you want to have more people go into businesses, becoming entrepreneurs, people are being encouraged now to go into entrepreneurship. There are no jobs out there. But these are some of the bottlenecks they have to go through. When you think about how am I going to power my generator? Now, the more you power your generator, you're going to need more servicing. You're going to spend more on petrol. And sometimes it just makes it really cumbersome. How much are you making? And this is why a lot of companies are cutting corners just to be able to meet up. And it is the responsibility of the government to provide electricity.
Yes.
So it is sad that since 1960, Nigeria has not been able to fix electricity issues.
So now we have 195 countries in the world, and Nigeria, who happens to be the giant of Africa.
Shego, I think it's because of our power situation. That's why we're there. And every time you see Nigeria and Ghana fight on Twitter, they are swift to use the epileptic power situation against Nigeria, and it's true. You understand? So, like I've said here in the program, can't we have a government that will just come and say, you know what, I want to fix anything electricity or electrical issues in this country permanently? We're talking about top nations in the world moving on from using electricity to using green energy. We are still here. Kainji Dam. We're still struggling. We have not even started embracing solar with the amount of sunlight that we have. Wind. Germany is using wind to generate electricity. So I think the government should be looking at other ways of if this has not worked over the years, Shegun, it will still not work in the next 10 years. Let's call it spade a spade.
So my own problem, basically is a government comes into power and it says 15 point agenda, 92 why can't you have 2-point agenda? Road and electricity.
Well, why I used to have that school of thoughts too, but I discovered that in government, while you are fixing road and electricity, oil and gas is on fire.
No.
This needs your attention. Education will be calling for you. Insecurity will be pulling your legs.
No.
You understand? So you cannot just say, okay, I'll take these two aspects. But I get what you're saying. You can, for your government, you can say that what legacy will I leave when I'm leaving? Let it be said that it was in his time that tariff for mobile communication was dropped completely. Today, when you mention GSM in Nigeria, everybody remembers Obasanjo. You understand? So just have that legacy that it was in your time that everything electricity was fixed. If somebody else comes in and messes it up, well, everybody knows that it was your time. It was fixed. You know, so that's, I think I understand where you're coming from. So our leaders should have that at the back of their mind. Whenever they are coming up on board, tell yourself, what am I going to change? That when I leave, even they can even, build a statue to my name and say, it was this man that did this.
Because it's quite simple, right? We have education, we have healthcare, we have this, we have that. Everything, yes, you will definitely attend to everything, but pay more attention to this particular priority. You understand? So you say, okay, I'm going to make this work, and then you make it work. In 4 years, people understand that in the whole of Nigeria, or in let's say the whole of Nigeria, there is no bad road. So people can travel from the east to the north, from the north to the south, and
looking for bad roads, and they will not find
bad roads. They'll be excited that this person tried. You understand? And then others will not really suffer per se, because you would have done one or two things.
Yeah.
And the people that are into transportation business will enjoy it, because now we're talking about ease of doing business in Nigeria, because now transportation is another aspect.
Commuting their goods
from one place to another. Now, a motorist that flies one route from point A to point B, after 2 or 3 trips, will land himself at the mechanic workshop. Why? They want to do this one because you understand. So if all of that is taken care of, then the money that is going to go and spend at the mechanic workshop will be saved. You understand? And then like that, you say, okay, another government comes in and say, look, you know what, I'm going to focus more on electricity.
That is it.
And I'll touch other aspects, but I am going to
mainstay.
Yes,
this is what the legacy I want to leave.
Electricity.
And before you know it, Shegun, 4 or 5 governments that have come and gone, you will discover that they have fixed almost half of the challenges.
Exactly.
But these guys come on board, they do nothing, touch here, and you go. And the next person comes, it's the same agenda, the same 42-point agenda, pipe bomb water. We're still doing pipe bomb water for campaign. You know, and I am not partisan, but kudos to the former Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi. We saw for the first time in Nigeria in a long time that a presidential candidate was not seen in public places trying to buy over the common man. They are not eating groundnut and barley by the roadside. They are not eating corn, just to feel like they are associating with these people. He didn't do any of that. He didn't need to do that. Yet he had the support of many Nigerians. And that's what we're telling our government. Think outside the box. When you prioritize the people and their need, it will show in your campaign, speeches. It will show, and the people will you will get the support of the people. They will give you their support, and when you come in on board, you will be able to deliver, knowing that you are accountable to these people. But instead, what we saw is gimmicks, campaign strategies. It's part of the campaign strategy. Get a photographer, go by the side, the woman that is selling akara, pick one piece. Let's go beyond that. This is democracy. The country is not working. Let's make it work. and that's why we're appealing to government officials. Let's do things right. If we want businesses to thrive in this country, electricity has to be top notch.
It has to be top notch, because now it is SMEs that drives the economy of this country. And now these SMEs, they need power supply to survive.
True.
They need it to survive. I mean, you go to Alaba, they need electricity to do things they're doing. You go to Aba, they need electricity to do what they're doing. But yet, the government is not making business environment conducive enough for people. So now, SMEs, business owners are crying. Some of them are folding up and leaving the country. Not just the multinationals now. I mean, these SMEs, they are folding up, leaving the country and going outside the shores of Nigeria. Some go to Ghana, some just relocate to Canada, some relocate to the US and say, you know what, I felt I could do this in Nigeria, but the business environment is not conducive enough, and before I run into debt, let me leave the shores of the country and start over in another place. And these guys are just pulling out. When everybody pulls out, what is left? That's the question. When everybody pulls out, what will remain? And that is why the government need to actually put an enabling environment.
I agree with you, Shegun. And another, when we talk about enabling environments, there are some of them which you have listed out. Apart from electricity, constant electricity, there's another one, taxes.
Yes.
Taxes. A lot of companies have issues with how taxes are collected, the amount, the calculations, everything that has to do with taxes. And that's why you see that some of them avoid paying taxes, And there was a time we had a guest here who also revealed to us that some of these foreign companies that come into Nigeria to do business have some type of tax rebate when it comes to paying of taxes as compared to locally owned organizations. And that's not fair on our manufacturers and entrepreneurs here in Nigeria. We have to make taxes friendly. It has to be affordable, so that they can be encouraged to go into businesses, and those who are already in businesses can diversify and look into other areas. We cannot deny the fact that the mainstay of any economy is entrepreneurship. Government is not even supposed to give jobs. They're supposed to provide the enabling environment that can help people get jobs. That is what government should do. Government should not be coming out to say, I promise 5,000 jobs. It is not your place. Empower people to empower other people.
There was one I saw, an incoming governor says, I have jobs for you people abroad, 500,000 jobs in, is it Germany? One country. Are you kidding me? Are you the prime minister? Are you the chancellor? You have jobs for them abroad. One eastern state, I can't remember now, I said you have jobs for them. I'm like, and then the former administration too, General Muhammadu Buhari retired, said he has 1 million jobs every year or 5 million jobs.
Sometimes it's laughable, and I wonder how they wake up and set this type of targets and goals when knowing fully whether it's not realistic. There are no systems in place. Now, Shegun, talking about doing something in your administration and leaving it for the next person, because the truth is that until Africans and until Nigerian politicians see governance and government as a continuum, we will not get it right. You cannot possibly do everything. Don't come on board and blame the previous administration. Do your bit. Do it well.
Of course.
And one of those bits that you can do is to even have a working template.
Yes, have a blueprint. Let everybody understand
that anybody that comes on board will find it difficult not to run with it. have a system. I love what the Yaradua, one of the best administration we've had in this country, the Yaradua Jonathan administration. The template between Yaradua and Jonathan was amazing. A lot of people thought or think that this amnesty program was all Jonathan's idea. It wasn't. It was actually from his boss, the former president, late Yaradua, who was already thinking about the Niger Delta and prioritizing them. All Jonathan did was to come on board and run with it. Even the Bible says, write a vision and make it plain. You understand? So sometimes leadership and enabling environment for businesses to thrive is to have a working template, a blueprint that anybody who comes on board will say, wow, this is beautiful. I can run with it. I think you have made my job easy. And you will forever get your credit. Not to come on board and say that, okay, the former administration did this. 4 years into your administration, you are still blaming the previous administration. And then the next administration comes on board and they start blaming you also. I mean, the vicious circle. We should, if we want to fix this country, we need to start doing the right thing. Enabling environment, taxes, electricity. There's another one you mentioned, Shagun.
Which is that?
Okay, we talked about registering of businesses.
Yes.
You know, sometimes a lot of businesses, business owners find it difficult to register their businesses. There used to be a lot of bottlenecks, but luckily today we have agents.
Yes.
You know, who can help you. They have a way of checking CAC and they'll let you know that, okay, this name has been taken, get this one. You know, so I think for currently that has been resolved, but the issue of taxes, the issue of electricity, the issue of policies, government policies, you know, as regarding businesses. Now, the last guest that we had here a few days ago talked about how these market women and petty traders get tickets daily.
Yes.
Some of them don't even know why. They don't know what the monies are meant for. Nobody's coming to enlighten them that, look, this money you are paying, you actually have access to loan. They don't know.
Okay, so let me quickly chip in this. So I went to a market, and you know these guys that help you carry your load when you go to buy stuff, and then it's much, and they help you to carry your load. They pay ticket as well.
Really?
Yes. So they cut ticket for them. These guys will pay every day. Every day. Every day. These monies are not accounted for. Most of these monies are not accounted for. Because, I mean, how can they pay such and then they go to a general hospital and
they don't have access to medical treatment?
So what are they paying for?
Shego, another amazing one is the collectors themselves. All these guys chasing the downfalls. They remit.
Yeah. And they make a lot of money for themselves.
So they are supposed to have some type of access also. Some type of benefits. This money, Shego, this money is a pool of funds. That's what I'm saying. Nobody's saying anything. Nobody's talking to anybody. Nobody's asking questions. It's supposed to be a pool of funds that's meant for particular projects for these people. But they are unaware.
It's a project for the man at the end of affairs. So they collect the monies and then they remit and then so it's like it's a target. All right, today you're remitting 5,000, right? So the guy goes into the street and then chases all the bosses, chases all the this, and makes 15,000. So he remits 5,000 and keeps 10,000 for himself.
And he feels that he's making a lot of profits.
Yes, and then goes back there tomorrow, goes back there the day after tomorrow, goes back there.
How about the hazard? How about the health risk? You can get knocked down by a vehicle. Sometimes they get injured, they just put one bandage somewhere and they're back on the streets again.
And they continue. So someday, hopefully someday, they will be cleared away from the roads and then Nigeria can have a seamless driving. Because these guys are a thorn in the flesh for commercial drivers. A thorn in the flesh. They disturb you, they insult you. You're paying them, yet they insult you, they shout at you. You're the one buying the fuel. You're the one hustling to call passengers into your vehicle. You're the one repairing your vehicle. You're the one doing this. You're the one doing that. Yet these guys come to shout at you, and then you still have to pay them, because if you do not pay, they will destroy your vehicle. And if you approach them, they will say, "Go and meet chairman." And the chairman has someone in the ministry has someone in the this, and that one to knows governor. So at the end of the day, you are a common man. You don't even have access to your local government chairman, not to talk of the governor. So and when the case gets to Alausa, you don't have a case. So you don't have a choice than to pay that money. But well, I know that hopefully someday God will help us out with these issues in this part of the world. All right, guys, thank you so much for staying tuned, because this is as much as we'll be able to take on this topic, the ease of doing business in Nigeria. We're also going to look at workers' rights and then labor law. We'll take a look at that another day. And then because we need to talk about sport. Nigeria is playing tomorrow. What are the analysis? What are the things to look out for? You understand? So all of these things are what we will be discussing with Sporting Joel. So stay with us. After this break, Joel Wankego will join us in the studio, and it'll be time for Sport Trend. Do not go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Some school of thoughts believe the major challenges confronting Nigeria as a nation is caused by poor leadership. How true is this? You and I can actually put government into tools to deliver the dividends of democracy. Join us every Saturday by 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Let us look at the issues confronting us as a nation. Together we talk heads. Nigeria can be great again. I'm Adenike Oweye Ajiboye. Keep it date.
What up, guys? How's your day going? How are you doing this?
But they were the team on top for much of the first half, and they found the opening goal. But not long into the second half, and Sierra Leone will be back on level terms. It was all Sierra Leone after that, but Sao Tome grabbed another. And they did eventually find their second. Abu Musa, the substitute.
Would silence Abuja. Mama Baldi, just his second international.
Nigeria and Guinea-Bissau. And it was Sierra Leone who took the lead after just set up. Bundu hitting the outside of the post, but it wouldn't take them too long to do so.
Here's Osimhen in behind, and Osimhen with a chance aside Sierra Leone. Can he get the strike in? He can. Superb. X comes to Carbo. Shot from Carbo. Low and hard and into the back of the net. And Sierra Leone level. If he can find them. Can he feel it here? He has. And that is it, Nigeria.
Does so, it's into a good area, and the header finds its way into the net. Sierra Leone. Again for
Thank you for staying tuned. It's still U45 morning show, and right about now it is time for the sports train, and Joya Nwakego is in this building.
Good
Good morning, viewers at home. It's Sport Train. Welcome to Train. Welcome to U45. I love the way you pronounce that name, Wakego. A child is better than money, right? That's what I'm talking about. Yes, it's the 34th edition of the AFCON, and it's really, really tough. A lot of teams, the big names are out. Yeah, they don't mean us in the game anymore, but surprising to know that a lot of big names. Morocco is out, Senegal is out. Will it be the turn of Nigeria? I don't believe that. Come tomorrow, we'll find out about 6 p.m. while Nigeria taking on Angola. Let me just give you some facts about the AFCON. The total of 44 games have been played so far, 105 goals, 145 yellow card, and 9 red card. And it's good to know the best attack, the Angolans, and they have 31 shots and 21 shots at goal. And so funny to know that Egypt has the worst defense, having a total of 43 shots and 18 on target against the Egypt. And Emilio Yusuf is still on the highest goal pro. Anyway, I mean, they're out of the tournament, but he's still going to stick out there. Probably nobody's going to score 5 goals. But I think a player from Burkina Faso has 3 or 4 goals. And you have an Angolan with 4 goals. What happens tomorrow? Time will tell. Now, guys, Jos Pacero said, you guys need to obey camp rules. No entertaining of female visitors. Lights out 11 p.m. No taking of phone calls while on club meeting. I mean, your players meeting. That is the way to go. And the camp commander is really, really tough on these players. You can't tame these guys, for God's sake. They might just end up having one chick, on the 5th floor, and while they're on 4th floor. And that's why I was elated.
Against, I was elated about the inclusion of Musa. A lot of people felt that Musa doesn't need to be in that team. And I said, Musa is not going there to play on the pitch. He's going there to play off the pitch. He's the one that can instill discipline in that team. He's the one that can say, hey, Kelechi, leave that place now, go sleep. And they will obey. Who wants to talk to Kelechi Iheanacho? Is it Moses Simon? Is it Iwobi? That's what we're talking about. So you cannot take away discipline from success.
It happens on the pitch too.
Yeah, it does.
You can't expect Moses to go and start running and start marking. While you have Moses Simon that can do that for
exactly. So if that's what's happening in camp, amazing, because these boys need to put their heads together and focus. If you want to win the AFCON, you have to focus.
Now, Shogun, let me take your mind back to 1994 when the Brazil got into the final to play Italy. The Brazilian coach Scolari told the players, go to town, have fun, sleep with all the women. But what is important, you got to be right there in the pitch and give me victory. And they actually got the victory in that game. So yes. Could the ladies be a distraction to these players?
So now, it depends. You understand, when you go there, have fun, fatigue will set in. Right?
Fatigue, okay.
You understand? So it depends on the personality, right, of these players, right? So the other day, someone said the Nigerians are playing music, they are dancing, they are drinking, playing games, and the Cameroonians are training. And at the end of the day, on the day of reckoning, we won.
Yeah.
Not just by 1 goal.
2 goals.
2 goals. You understand? So the coach knows what works best for his team. So if he says 11 o'clock, light out, please light out. Because he understands that, okay, if you sleep early, if you have fun, if you play games that tackles your mental reasoning, you will be active, you will be agile. So he will do one of these things for these guys so that it can put them in shape, and then when they go on the field of play, they will perform.
In addition to what Shegun said, there's something that happens to you when you are well prepared.
Okay.
Especially those days, I remember when we used to prepare for exams. When you have read and you are prepared for the exam,
it gives you the sense of happiness and all that.
You just go out there and just cool off.
Back in secondary schools, I've never read for exams.
You're a genius.
Why? Because what I'm going to be reading for during exam period, I had done it. There was something my auntie and my principal back then used to say, because my principal was the teacher teaching us geography, right? So she said something like, until you read and your backbone starts to pain you, that you start to feel pain in your backbone, that is when you have read. So I took it. So every day, if I don't feel pain there, I won't stop. Do you understand? And I take a subject per day. So I had already covered my textbook back to back before exams. So when exams come, please, what do I want to read? I've read everything.
Anyway, guys, that's a good one. Anyway, it's good to know that Stanley Wabili is back. He's fit to take on Angola tomorrow in the training all alone. Him and Osim had been training, and the physio they had a scan and they said it's not serious. This guy is fit to come back. Now, Osagi, when they had in the 78th minute they had a substitution. When Zoho was coming into the pitch, what was going through your mind?
I was heartbroken. I was scared. Let me know as you. I was worried. I was unhappy. Look, we have lost faith in Zoho.
Okay.
You understand? So it was the weakest link and still the weakest link.
What do you expect of this guy, for God's sake? He played in Cyprus.
It's okay. Thank God Wambili is back. That's all I have.
Shall we not really say about Wambili coming back? Because it's been a key part of the team.
On Twitter, people said when he came to thank everybody for their support, their love and everything. So people were asking him, Wambili, stop this nonsense. Are you fit or not? Another person said, should we continue? No, he said, should I continue with my prayer and fasting or you are fine? I know 1 year story. What is, are you, someone said, see, stop this thing. Are you fit or not?
Joe, the reason we have considered just one goal in this tournament is because of number one, our defense, the defensive setup, and number two, Wambali.
And our goalkeeper is the last man in the defense line. You understand? The Ekong are doing superb work. Omeruo, I know.
But gentlemen, now something just came to my thought. The fact of the matter is, when are we going to keep having this issue of not trusting our goalkeepers and all that? We have over 60 goalkeepers in the MPFL. Yeah, fine, some are old and all that, but we should think of alleviating this whole issue of not putting trust in our goalkeepers. Let us look back at our league. Try to revamp the league. There has to be. Do you know they have a goalkeeper school in Europe, in the Western world, strictly for goalkeepers alone? And I'm very sure a lot of clubs in Europe go there, pick a goalkeeper, and because for God's sake, this is this 21st century. A lot of funny things shouldn't be happening.
When they go there, they will pick the best goalkeeper. See, you see, have some goalkeepers that go there. They are like Uzo.
Guys, please, this is okay, right?
No.
Anyway, guys, yes, the AFCON is on. The AFCON is top. The attention has been shifted to Africa because this is our World Cup. But not taking anything away from Europeans, the EPL is hotting up. And just recently, Arsenal won the game against Nottingham Forest, but winning a late goal couldn't help them to get an equalizer. And also Manchester City, the one in the Grand Style 3-0, and you had the king of the midfield back, Kevin De Bruyne. And for Chelsea, somebody's going to snap out when I start talking. Chelsea, you guys couldn't hold your own. I saw some of your players crying, weeping out there. I don't know if they were crying, but as you can see on the screen, you have 1 or 2 players crying. You lost against Liverpool 4-1. High-flying Liverpool. They're topping the table, 51 points. And you have Man City on 46 points alongside Arsenal, but with goal difference. But I tell you what, it's week 22. They're getting down to 38 game, but Manchester City have an outstanding to play. Anyway, the EPL is kind of funny. You sometimes you lock it up on points, but goal difference takes you through.
Absolutely, I love what is happening at Liverpool. I think the players are playing for Klopp.
Yeah, because he's leaving by the end of the season.
Yeah, this is his final season with the team, and they're giving their all. They want to win as many trophies as they can for the Gaffer, and Klopp has paid his dues in Liverpool.
Shagun, Chelsea, is it a work in progress, or they can do magic?
I will need to ask my producer and then our head of programs, because it seems to be a die-hard fan of Chelsea. The defeat yesterday was an embarrassment. It was a disgrace. But whatever the case may be, I believe they cannot bounce back. But they won't be relegated. So
okay.
So good.
Probably when Abramovich left, the owner of the team, Abramovich, when he left the team, Abramovich, yes, when he left the team, they had issues. Now you have a new owner, Ted Bolly, just spending all the money, trying to trigger financial fair play, incursions and all that. But do you really see Chelsea ending top 4 this season?
With what Aston Villa is doing, what Tottenham is doing,
yeah,
I don't see Chelsea getting into the top 4. Because
I hope you're not throwing shit on anybody.
No, I'm not. Okay. Because these other clubs that I mentioned, they seem to know what they are doing.
Yeah.
Chelsea is a little bit confused. They seem to be everywhere, just picking up players randomly. Today they complain that their players are injured and all of that.
That's
the players are back.
Could it be a work in progress for Pochettino? Trying to put this team together to make them formidable.
Even Poch is yet to get his ass right. Yes, on that team. it's quite unfortunate. Chelsea has invested over £1 billion.
Yep.
£1 billion naira?
Yes.
Naira?
In £1 billion, £1 billion on the team. And they still cannot have a grip on that team.
When are we going to have Nigerian coaches, in top clubs in Europe?
2050.
2050, that's too close.
2050. Anyway, guys, before we leave now, let me put you guys on the spot. Nigeria is taking on Angola tomorrow. Everybody's ready. Some people believe it should be a revenge business because over 25 years ago, Nigeria had a game against Angola in the National Stadium and you lost Amokwaraji. So what is the scoreline for that game tomorrow?
I don't believe in revenge. Please, we're going there to.
No problem. We'll scoreline tomorrow.
1-0 in favor of Nigeria.
And you, Shagun?
The last time for Cameroon, I said Nigeria will score 3 goals. We scored 3 goals. They disqualified 1.
Okay.
We scored 3. They disqualified 1.
You're trying to sound like what Topos Paul this time.
So, Nigeria, Angola were scoring 4 goals. 4 goals against Angola. Hopefully, they will not disqualify any. But if they do, we will still win by 3-1.
My lips are sealed. Yes, Thiago just said going to score 3-1. Anyway, no problem. And that's it. The best we can take for sports today. We're going to be on the street soon enough. And don't forget, you can bring in your product and services on this program. We'll, smash it, do a lot for you and all that. Shagun.
All right, thank you very much, guys, for staying tuned. We really appreciate it because without you, we wouldn't be here doing what we love to do the most. It is still U45 Morning Show, and I am Shegun Denola.
I'm Joel Mwakego.
I'm Osage Solomon Wilfred.
All right, thank you for joining us. Join us same time, same session tomorrow. See you then.